for our weekly rundown of events. First off, South Carolina just brought back a method of execution we haven't seen in the US for a while: the firing squad. They executed Brad Sigmund this way, which is a pretty big deal since it's the first time in 15 years a US prisoner has been killed like this. Sigmund was convicted for the gruesome murder of his ex-girlfriend's parents way back in 2001. Get this, his lawyers said he actually chose the firing squad because he was more afraid of being cooked alive in the electric chair or drowning from the lethal injection. They even put a white target with a red bullseye right over his heart. Despite protests and pleas for mercy highlighting his supposed mental illness and good behavior in prison, the governor didn't budge. South Carolina used to be a busy state for executions but had a long pause due to issues getting lethal injection drugs. Now, they're starting them up again, with the firing squad as an option. If you haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe for more. Moving on this week's news, SpaceX had another go at launching their massive Starship rocket, and it sounds like things went a bit sideways again. According to reports, the 8th test flight ended in a rapid unscheduled disassembly during its ascent. Yep, that's code for it blew up. This is pretty similar to what happened during their 7th test flight back in January. Elon Musk, ever the optimist, called it a minor setback, saying that progress is measured by time and the next rocket will be ready in a few weeks. He even hinted that it might have been an upper stage or ship failure. SpaceX isn't sure exactly what caused the latest hiccup, but we'll be digging into the data. They did make some changes before this flight, like adjusting the engine power. SpaceX's Starship, by the way, is a huge deal, the largest rocket ever, and is key to NASA's plans to send astronauts back to the moon. Seems like making life multiplanetary isn't so easy after all. Next off, dating apps are about to get a whole lot more robotic. Apparently, AI wingman bots are on their way to help us flirt, write killer profiles, and even craft messages. Match Group, the big player behind Tinder and Hinge, is really pushing this, saying it'll help with photos and even coach struggling users. But some experts are worried that relying on AI could make real-life dates super awkward when we don't have our phone to tell us what to say. They're also concerned it'll kill any realness on the apps, making it tough to know who's a human and who's a bot. Even academics are saying that this could worsen loneliness and mess with our social skills. On the flip side, some think these AI helpers could ease the pain of dating apps. One guy even used chat to find his fiancée. Are we just handing our love lives over to the algorithms? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. In other news, so China just dropped a bomb on the AI world with something called Manus, and it sounds like it's a game changer. Unlike those chatbots we're used to, Manus is a fully autonomous AI agent, meaning it doesn't wait for instructions. It thinks, plans, and acts all by itself. They're saying it can do everything from analyzing finances to hiring people, all without needing a human babysitter. Apparently, this thing can even divide complex tasks into smaller parts and manage a whole team of sub-agents. Silicon Valley's kind of freaking out because while they were focused on better chatbots, China quietly built this self-directed AI. It's raising some big questions about ethics and who's in charge when AI makes its own decisions. Bottom line, autonomous AI is here, and China is apparently leading the charge with Manus. Next in news, Google's AI ethics team just quietly gave their webpage a bit of a makeover, and some eagle-eyed folks noticed they scrubbed out words like diversity and equity. It's like they hit the delete button on talking about marginalized communities and underrepresented groups, swapping them for more general terms. This isn't the first time Google's done this. They also ditched similar language on a grant website. Apparently, Google said back in February they were even getting rid of diversity hiring targets and checking out their DEI stuff. They're not alone, though. Amazon, Meta, and OpenAI have been doing the same thing. Turns out, this might be because the Trump administration is calling DEI illegal. And get this, a lot of these companies, including Google, have deals with the feds. Seems like the DEI focus and big tech might be taking a step back. More in the AI world, some brainy folks from Duke, Carnegie Mellon, Oxford, and Yale got together to ask a pretty big question. Should AI be deciding who gets a kidney transplant? They dove deep into this, interviewing regular people to see how they make these tough moral choices, weighing things like potential life gained, dependence, and even past crimes. Turns out, it's super complicated, with people's views shifting as they think about it. While folks saw some perks to AI, like tackling human bias, the bottom line was pretty clear. They don't want a robot making life or death calls on kidneys. The researchers concluded that current AI isn't really up to the task of modeling our messy human moral reasoning. So, for now, it looks like humans will keep making these difficult decisions. In a lighter news, Ben Affleck took his 13-year-old son Samuel to a sneaker convention in Los Angeles, and it sounds like a pretty classic dad move went down. Samuel had his eye on a pair of seriously pricey $6,000 Dior Air Jordan 1 South. But good old Ben wasn't about to just whip out his wallet. He jokingly told Samuel he'd have to mow a lot of lawns to afford them. Affleck even teased his son, suggesting he only liked the shoes because they were expensive. Samuel, though, insisted the sneakers just looked tough and good. It seems like they still had a fun outing, checking out different kicks, including a pair of amazing 1985 Air Jordans that Affleck called a little piece of history. Turns out, Affleck knows his sneakers, especially since he directed the movie Air about Nike and Michael Jordan. Looks like even Oscar winners make their kids work for the really fancy stuff. Alright, so get this. After all the fuss about Zelensky's casual look in the White House, a picture of Vice President J.D. Vance at his own wedding has blown up online. Apparently, Vance and Trump weren't happy with the Ukraine president ditching the formal wear. But then bam! Old photos surfaced of Vance rocking a traditional Indian groom's outfit, a cream-colored sherwani, tilak, and all, next to his wife, Yusha, in a beautiful white and gold sari. The internet had a field day with the irony, with some folks pointing out the double standard while others defended Vance's wedding choice. It seems like the debate over what's appropriate to wear for high-level meetings got a whole lot more interesting thanks to Vance's past fashion choices. This whole dress code drama, sparked by Zelensky's visit to discuss a minerals deal with Trump, suddenly had a very unexpected twist. Not to be outdone by his VP, Trump has got some big tariff plans kicking in on April 2nd. And it's got the economic world a little jittery. Even though he claims these tariffs will be great for America and bring wealth back, he's being kinda cagey about whether it'll cause a recession this year. He's talking about a period of transition, which sounds a bit like maybe, just maybe, things could get a little bumpy. What's wild is that his own Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, is saying the exact opposite. Absolutely no recession. He's super confident in Trump's economic moves. It is a bit of a head-scratcher with the president and his own team seemingly on different pages about where the economy is headed with these new tariffs. Last but not least, last night things got pretty intense near the White House. The Secret Service actually shot an armed guy after a confrontation. Turns out, Trump was chilling in Florida at the time, so he wasn't around for the drama. Apparently, the Secret Service had gotten the heads up that a suicidal person might be heading to D.C. from Indiana, and they even found his car pretty close to the White House. When they approached him, he pulled out a gun, and that's when the shooting happened. The guy's in the hospital, but no one knows how he's doing. Thankfully, none of the Secret Service folks got hurt. This isn't even the first time something like this has happened around the White House. Remember that guy who tried to ram through the barriers with the truck back in 2023? Wild stuff. Please like and subscribe for more.